Certainly won't suit the ex-actress and former royal Meghan Markle. But as ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. And as ever, nice to have your company today. Whatever you're doing, I know I say this every day, but truly look after yourselves. Keep well, keep safe, keep warm. And thank you also for all your kind messages about some of the extreme weather that many of our viewers are undertaking at the moment. Terrible situations around the world, isn't it, right now? I know it's the depths of winter for many of us, but you do kind of think, wow, where did all that come from? I'm sure many people watching this in the United Kingdom are now also fed up of the constant rain. I know I've just managed to pop out literally for a couple of minutes, just raining all the time, and it's like you think, oh, I don't know, oh yeah, I'll do it now. And then you get out, by the time you've got to the door, bucketed it down again. I know it's so annoying, isn't it? It's a little bit like this Breaking Royal story. As I often say here on the show, it never really ceases to amaze me how people, particularly the ex-royals Harry and Meghan, say things on camera and they never truly think that there's everything remiss going to come back. The sort of things that they say, and you kind of think, well, all of this stuff is fact checkable, seemingly they don't seem to abide by those rules. And what's odd is when you think Harry, as a former member of the British monarchy, would know exactly what he's saying, what he's doing, and how easily that can be checked. But of course, it's always centres upon his former wife, the actress, shall we say, the former actress, not former wife, not yet anyway, Meghan Markle, because it's her bombshells that seemingly create these sort of bad narrative, particularly for the British monarchy over here. When you consider the podcast that she did, every single week there were things wrong with it, the fire, the podcasting stuff, the things that were said, everything was refuted, but seemingly she just battled on, seemingly in her own mad world. What can one say? But it was this big story now that's really angered many senior royals, and this is because, of course, it's part of the British Commonwealth, the wonderful country that is Canada, and in particular centered upon Toronto, where the former royal was based for a short period, making that cable TV show Suits. It wasn't a bad show, and it really did show off what a spectacular place Toronto was and surrounding areas. Apparently they picked this because it's cheaper than filming in New York, but why would you care? What a fabulous place, I know it's a long, long way away from here, from the United Kingdom, but it's always one of those places I wouldn't mind going to visit. You know what I'm saying? Looks marvelous. But of course, it was that particular statement in the Netflix documentary where Meghan claimed that she was left all alone with no protection while living in that house, while seemingly dating the world's most famous man, and the Toronto police could not support her or indeed protect her. As we now know, that backfired. They came out and said absolute rubbish. They did their very best. They deployed officers. They spoke to her at length. But seemingly Meghan had a few problems on making sure that her car dropped her a few doors back so that the ever-eagle paparazzis could take pictures of her walking up to her house. Plenty of space in front of the house, I might point out. And as ever, we have to say allegedly, but it's all there on the pictures. But then if you rush into your house, you don't get the paparazzis taking your picture, do you? But really what's bad, come bad form really for the British monarchy, and according to a very good source, is that certain senior members of the monarchy feel outright that they must apologise for the negative press that's really ensued against Toronto by the ex-royal, because as they can see, and they have of course also endured themselves, excellent, rapport with the police force out of there, particularly on royal tours. No complaints at all working alongside the British Metropolitan Police, as they were each time Prince Harry visited the former actress. So once again, whether she wished it or not, she's created yet another bombshell, another embarrassment for part of the British Commonwealth, seemingly because even at this point, she wasn't actually engaged. She was only secretly dating the Prince Harry that we now loved at one point, but seemingly are now getting more angry with each day. Because let's not forget, he let this story go through on that Netflix documentary, as they both signed it off as being executive producers. Just how many more things do we have to uncover that find out the real truth behind what really went on? As ever, when I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.